Vocal for Local, brought to you by the Fort St. John Co-op.
All right, I'm Dub, and I'm very happy this morning to be joined by Tammy, who owns Amazing Escapes FSJ here in town. How's it going today, Tammy?
Awesome. Feels great to be here with you.
Hey, thank you so much for making a few minutes to chat with us about Amazing Escapes. Now, if you've never been to Amazing Escapes, it's an escape room business. Fun for you and your family and you and your friends, a night out, a date night, just fun in general. If someone's never been to one and doesn't know what we're talking about, can you kind of explain what Amazing Escapes is?
Yeah, it's basically you're put in a room and you're locked into a room. And I just wanted to clarify that for the people that are claustrophobic and saying, no, that's never for me, you're not actually locked in the room. You can get out at any point in time.
Yeah.
And the idea is to do some puzzles that are like physical, mental, even some touch and sensory things that we put you through to complete a bunch of puzzles to eventually pop open the door and escape on your own. So the idea is for like everybody to come in and, bring your friends. You can have up to 6 people in a room and, have a good time, maybe be a little bit frustrated, maybe learn something new about your coworkers or yourself that you didn't know before about problem solving skills. So that's basically what we do.
Yeah, and a lot of it, often they have a story attached to it too. So you're looking for clues. And so it's not just physically leaving the room, but there's kind of a story being told as well, eh?
Yeah, right now we've got The Princess's Great Escape, which is a Mario theme room. And that one's really, really kid friendly. And then we did a room called Jorgen, which is our own theme that we came up with. Jorgen is the ghost that actually lives in the escape room. And so we created his own little room for him to do his own shenanigans. So if you ask any of the staff there, they'll elaborate on some of the little things that happen that Jorgen is responsible for. And then we have a room called Academy, which is based on the Wednesday Addams Family series.
Yeah.
And then we have another room right now that's under construction. So that'll be open in about 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, and so you can sort of see how some of the rooms, they might be like a mystery that you're trying to solve as well as leaving the room. And the horror theme rooms, they can be kind of scary sometimes, can't they?
Yeah, Jorgen is probably not for the younger crowd. It's probably for the younger crowd that's really into being scared. Like that's more of our adult theme room right now. Wednesday is probably like in between, like we're teenage years ones, and the Princess Great Escape was designed for like a really family friendly one. We've got a lot of families that are coming in to do that one. It's bright, it's colorful. The kids really like the theme. So
yeah. I have to say the sort of culture of escape rooms too kind of involves a bit of competition. So if you do them a lot, you're trying to do them quickly and kind of I at least previously you'd go in there and there'd be kind of like a leaderboard. Is that still kind of the case at Amazing Escapes?
Yeah.
You can see how fast some teams have done the rooms.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some people that come in that really are really competitive about it. They have their own little team, and every time there's a new one, they come in and, they try and make sure they get on the leaderboard. And we try to make sure that, people that have been in and want to get on the leaderboard that they haven't been in twice, because that's then it kind of goes where they knew how to get through, so it went through quite quickly. So we try to make sure that it's all honest, and the leaderboard is actual leaderboard. There's some really good times out there, but there's also some people are just ecstatic just to get through it, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of 6 seconds on the clock, 2 seconds on the clock, and you hear some cheering, and you're like everybody's happy. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, it's such a blast when you just get out. That's kind of the teams I've been on, is just can we leave in the kind of time limit, which by the way is always an hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes on the countdown clock, but we say to give yourself an hour because we do have a bit of an intro speech and a bit of a safety speech, so it's pretty much an hour in and out. So
yeah, absolutely. Now, we were talking before we got on the air here, and I learned some very interesting things about Amazing Escapes, because my assumption was the escape rooms are designed by somebody else, and they sort of go from one escape room to the other. Now, that is the case in some cases if you go to the city or whatever. But you guys actually come up with each escape room, start to finish, build it, put it in, all that kind of stuff entirely on your own, correct?
Yes, we do. We write our own themes, and we come up with the props. We order our own props in, and there's a couple reasons why we do that. One is to keep expenses down. Like in a small community, if we're not constantly changing out a room, those have been to an escape room, you usually don't want to come back until there's a new one. So that's so to keep expenses down, we do our own themes, but also it's because if we do our own, we know how to fix what went wrong. Like, and anybody that's been in an escape room, sometimes stuff breaks or, stuff gets broken, and we can replace it easily or fix it easily if it's our own. And not only that, it's original. And all the kids that work for me, the average age of the teenagers that work for me is like 17, 18 years old, and they're so creative. They come up with the themes themselves. Like one of my employees, she did this latest room that's coming up in the next 2 weeks. She did that for her capstone. And so she's actually been the one that's guided it. And, we got our painter in and got it painted. This weekend we're doing the wiring and the setting of the props. And those are all done locally by us. And, it's kind of a win-win situation for everybody, because every time you come in to do one of our rooms, you won't have done it anywhere else. It's completely unique to Fort St. John. It's unique to us. So
there you go. I mean, you bring your friends, bring your out of town friends who like escape rooms. They'll get a unique experience.
Yeah.
And I think you said you change out a room basically every quarter or so every 3 months, just to kind of keep it fresh.
Yeah, every 3 months. And that gives a room about a year run, like just a year, a little over a year, which is, I find, works out about perfect, because a lot of stuff gets worn out and over the course of the year. So really, it keeps everything fresh, it keeps it new, and it keeps it exciting for the community. Like, and then there's always a new room coming up. Like, and the new one, like I said, is going to be open the next couple of weeks. So
awesome. Well, let's talk a bit about you, Tammy. You took over Amazing Escapes about a year and a half ago, I think you were saying. Your journey to becoming an entrepreneur, was this something you've always wanted to do? Like, I'd like to own my own business, work for myself. Is this something you've done previous to this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've had the opportunity to do a couple times in Fort St. John. Like when I first moved here, I've been here, I don't mean to date myself, but 20 plus years.
Okay, so you're on 5-year plan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, actually, you know what? I didn't move here with a 5-year plan. I moved here to move here. And I'm one of the few that was like, you know what? I really like it here, and I think I'm going to stay. And I actually started a delivery business back like 20 years ago. And you know what? I sold it, and it still runs today. So, that's, and so I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, and I've always wanted to, own a business. So when this opportunity came along, I kind of jumped at it. And, for me, I've been in Fort St. John for, like I said, 20 plus years now. My boys are born here. They're both about to graduate from school here. They both work at the escape room, and, I just love the community. And for me, it's a way to give back. Like, it's a way to give back to the community and for me to be a part of the community, and it's, I try to have my name on, almost every event that comes through, whether I give away one free pass or 6 free passes, depends on the event. And, I try to, give back as much as I can. And, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah. Were you an escape room fan before you came to own an escape room business?
Well, I had done a few like everybody else, like kind of in passing, like, oh yeah, let's go do an escape room for fun. And I would do some of the new ones that came up, but it wasn't something that was like completely on my radar until the opportunity came up. And I was like, you know what? I think that's something I would like to do, because like I've always had this thing in my mind where I always want to employ people and provide employment for people. And, all the people that work for me, like I said, their average age is like 17, 18, and it's their first job, coming into high school. And, I think it's, part of my responsibility to help train the next generation, right? So, it's a great opportunity for them. It's a fun place to work. And, and every once in a while I have to give them trouble for not doing, what they're supposed to do. But I think that's part of my responsibility as a owner and a manager, is to, make sure they walk away with skills that they can use at other jobs, right? Like I say to them at 17, 18 years old, you're not going to work at the escape room for the rest of your life. You're going to take some skills out of here and move them to the next place. And, it's a lot of fun, but it can be a lot of work too.
Absolutely. So, And I do want to reiterate again, it's you and your team that kind of designs and builds all the escape rooms, which has to be one of the most interesting jobs I've ever heard of, and kind of makes it all work. So how wonderful. All right. Well, if somebody's thinking now, I want to take a date. I want to take my family, my friends. We want to try out some of your escape rooms. When are you open, and where can we come see you?
We're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights, and then from noon on Saturday and Sunday. And right now, we do have a community partnership with Polka Dot Penguin Parties and with Domino's Pizza. So if you're at those places, ask about the escape room. And when you're at the escape room, ask about ours, because we do have a couple deals going on right now. And we do right now. We do have a plan to open 7 days a week, and we are bringing in a couple new games. So watch our Facebook page, watch our socials, and there's going to be a couple. I've got a lot of community support for bringing more indoor activities for the North. Like, we really promote the whole safe, sober family fun. That's really what we want. Like, I've had people ask me, do you think you'll get licensed? No, you can get booze, and like a whole bunch of places in town.
There's lots of places that do that.
And like, you can take your kids to the local pubs now, but this is a place where you come in and you have your fun with your family, and there's no pressure to do anything else other than just have fun. And that's really what we promote, and that's what we're really going to be doing in the next few months. So I've got some really exciting things coming up for the community, and I'm really excited about it. So
awesome. And I believe that a Facebook page, Amazing Escapes FSJ, you can find it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And again, address 10401 95th Ave. You can go see them tonight. Get yourself out of an escape room and see how quickly you could do so. Tammy, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Deb, for having me on.
You're very welcome. That's Tammy from